so dry. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be a lot of editing for this video, I can already tell. Should we just restart? Let's just restart. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jennifer if you're new here. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. I hope that you had an amazing Easter. I know it was probably quiet since everyone is self-isolating, is what I was trying to say, but it didn't want to come out. Today, oh my gosh, these brows are killing me. When my brows are not done, oh my gosh, it's like a nightmare. Today, we are going to be testing out a very weird but trending TikTok makeup hack. And it works for the people that do it. So we're gonna give it a whirl. So instead of putting on a primer and then a foundation and then a powder, you put on a powder and then a setting spray and then a primer and then a foundation. Yes, that's how it goes. A powder, a setting spray, a primer, and then a foundation. I have to make sure that I get this in the right order so that I don't mess it up more than I'm already gonna mess it up. Well, and I have eyebrows on my face and eyelashes on my face, and I'm just a whole mess. So we're just gonna jump right in. Without any further ado, let's hop right in and see if we can pull this off without making a complete travesty of our face. I'm so nervous, guys. Okay. Here we go. Aren't putting like a lot, they're just putting a light dusting. But I mean, you're still putting powder on your face before foundation. I mean, this is so weird. I don't understand. And like for a person like me that has so much hyperpigmentation because of past breakouts, like you just can't afford for anything to go wrong with your face makeup. Your face makeup has to be spot on if you want to cover all of the hyperpigmentation and everything. So I'm like so nervous right now, guys. What if this turns out to be a complete disaster? But I mean, also, like, where am I going? Nowhere. To the couch. So who cares? Perfect time to try said trending TikTok hack. Okay, I'm going to take my makeup spray. This, by the way, was my Laura Mercier. I'm using like all products that I know I love and trust because I figure that lessens my chances of this being an absolute fail. Maybe. I don't know. So this is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh spray. We're just going to lightly mist our face. And I don't want to get my hair wet. Stuff smells so good. Okay. Pretty dry. I don't feel any wet spots. Okay, so I'm taking the All Nighter Face Primer. This has been my favorite. I think I'm gonna do just one pump. I don't want to overdo it on any one product because again, I think that will up my chances of this being a fail. So I'm just taking one pump. Here we go, guys. This is so weird. I have powder on my face right now and I'm putting a primer over it. Oh my gosh. This is so weird. Okay, so it doesn't feel weird. It's going on smooth. I'm gonna press it in. Doesn't feel weird at all. Like, I don't feel like I'm putting something over a powder, if that makes sense. And I think that that's due to putting the setting spray over the powder. So I think that that's the key here, is making sure that you're putting the setting spray over the primer. And then now I'm going in with the Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation. I'm in the shade 320 Pine. This actually is a little light for me. I probably should have bought this shade up, but I had a really hard time with the people in Sephora shade matching. They kept wanting me to buy like super light foundations, and I was like, you guys do realize like I'm olive complected. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm just gonna pump this on the, oh, I always forget you have to twist this one. I'm gonna pump that. I'm gonna start with 2 pumps. This is a pretty decent foundation when it comes to coverage. And again, I don't want to overdo it with any one product to start out with. But at the same time, I do have so much hyperpigmentation from all the breakouts that I've had. So at the same time, I do need a decent amount of coverage. And then I'm just going to take whatever's left on the back of my hand with my beauty blender, well, beauty sponge, and start to blend it in. Okay, I have some thoughts. I have some definite thought. First thought, I'll give you guys the negative first. My first thought is it's very hard to blend around the nose, and that could be me. That could have been an error on my part. Maybe I didn't blend the primer well enough around the nose. I maybe needed to blend that in more, or maybe I put too much powder around the nose. So that could have been an error on my part. I honestly would have to try this again to really be able to see if, like, as weird as this technique is, putting powder on before your foundation, I thought I was gonna hate it, but I'm actually shook. Like, my skin looks super poreless around my forehead and down the sides of my face right here. Yeah, so like around the sides of my face right here, it looks so good. Now, obviously right here, like centered right here, where I have a bunch of my like hyperpigmentation and scarring going on from my breakouts, you're still gonna see the texture and you're still gonna see the scarring peek through the foundation. So that has nothing to do with the hack. But right in here, and then along the sides of my face where it's just my skin and I don't have any hyperpigmentation or any scarring, guys, like my skin looks really good with this hack. Like my forehead looks really good. Like right here, like I don't feel like my skin normally looks this smooth through here. All right, I'm gonna finish up the rest of my makeup, throw on some concealer, some brows. I'm honestly not gonna do anything major because you guys know why. We're still in quarantine, but for the sake of the video, I'm gonna finish up the rest of my makeup and then I'll return to give you the final look, final thoughts, how this worked with concealer, bronzer, and then we'll be back. So far, I'm like, I'm shook. I'm shook. One thing that I did notice, so my concealer went on fine as long as I was using a beauty blender. When I was applying my concealer and trying to get the very like last little creases out, and I started using a brush like I normally do, it started separating, which has never happened to me like once. But yeah, I started using a brush like I always do. I use this little concealer brush by e.l.f. and I'll typically, like after I blend everything out under my eyes with the beauty sponge, I'll always go in with that brush and just blend out those tiny little creases. And when I did that, it separated for some reason. Other than that, honestly, everything else went on fine. I put, as you guys could see as I was speeding through everything, I put a ton more little powder products on, powder, bronzer, blush, like the whole nine. And it was fine. Like nothing went wrong. Except that one little hiccup with the concealer. And that is a concealer I use all the time. That's actually my favorite right now. So if you guys watched my March favorites video, you would know. And if you haven't, then you need to check it out. So I pretty much already said like all my thoughts on the hack. I think it looks really good. My skin still looks really good. Like I said, I can't take into account like the texture just from my scarring and my hyperpigmentation. Like that's not fair to the hack itself. So this like area on my cheeks, I can't take that into account. But if I'm just looking at my forehead, my nose, this part of my cheeks right here, my mouth area, and then all along here on the sides of my face right here, like I feel like my skin looks really good. The bronzer, blush, powders, highlight. I didn't go crazy with the highlight. I'm just not in a highlighting mood right now, to be honest. Like, maybe it's because I'm not leaving the house. Maybe it's because I know I'm just gonna go upstairs and wash this off. I don't really know. But I'm just like not into highlighting right now. But yeah, everything else I applied went on beautifully. I mean, obviously the eyeshadows don't matter. So I just threw on like a really simple look. But yeah, like I love it, and I'm probably gonna try it again. I think I'm gonna do it with the same powder, probably the same setting spray. I may try a different primer though, just because of what happened on my nose and the little bit of like separation that I got with the foundation on my nose. But that could have been, like I said, just me not blending it in enough. Comment down below your thoughts, and also if you guys have tried any makeup hacks and have been inspired, because I would love to try some new makeup hacks as well, because so far I really like this one. So that's it for me, guys. It was really fun to film this. I really had a great time. And I really think that it worked out quite well. I like it. So that's it. Guys, have a wonderful night. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell. And I love you so much. You are beautiful inside and out. And please do something to raise awareness in your local area about animal abuse and neglect. I know right now it's probably the last thing on anyone's mind with everything going on, and it is really hard to get out there and actually do something, but you still can raise awareness. You still can post on your social media. You still can share animal shelters in your area that need help, links to donate, links to what they may be in need of at this time. So do what you can to be a help, to be a voice to your local shelters and to the beautiful animals and baby angels that need our help. So that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much. Bye.